Welcome back to another episode of the Wolves Only podcast powered by JWX. Now listen, if you guys have been watching this, or if this is your first time watching this, do us a favor. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like this shit. We're putting this out here for you guys to get some really good information, to get some value, and to learn about the people that we're involved with and to hear their stories. I think a lot of us have a lot in common. And I'm really excited about today because one of my favorite people in the world is on. What's up, Scotty?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Randy. What's up, man? Hi, guys. also, just as important, man. Just as important. Special guest. But like Justin was saying, click that damn button, you guys. Click that damn button.
Click that damn button. This episode was brought to you by that damn button. Hey,
that damn button. That's right.
Randy, man, dude, what is going on, man?
What's happening, boys? What's happening? I'm good. How are you guys?
Fuck.
Good.
Fantastic.
Better now.
You know, if there was one person more vulgar than you and me, Scotty, we brought him on right now.
Yeah, we did. It's gonna get fun. It's gonna get fun.
It's in my name, the real Randy Man. I don't give a fuck. I tell you how it is. I am right out there, regardless of your emotions or your feelings. I will tell you what I want to say to you, like it or not. It's the real shit.
Well, and you've had a lot of success doing that. You know, you got into the coaching space not that long ago.
6.5 months.
6.5 months ago. And we'll get into the success and we'll get into all that here in a little bit. But my favorite thing about it is that, you know, I find it's always funny. Like a lot of times we have coaches come on and it's like big surprise. They ended up with these guys. They're tatted up, you know, they have a background. They related to us. And then all of a sudden we met you and we met Randy Mann, this charismatic realtor from Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I want the audience to know about your experience in meeting us.
Dude, like I've always told everybody, it's so funny because I was walking my dogs and I was in this whole mindset of fucking getting out of my rehab, you know, getting back to life, getting off my fucking addictions. And I ran a program for myself and the program fucking worked. It was, you know, it's part of the SWAT system. And, you know, I took it and my strengths, my weaknesses, my opportunities, my threats, and I built a program around it. And it fucking worked. It brought me back to life. It put me in a position where I was like, okay, fuck, everything I left behind, all my fucking bad vices, and now I'm here. Now, how do I do this? Who do I go to? Who do I fucking help? But I didn't know. So I was Googling, you know, how do I be a coach? How do I be a mentor? How do I do this? And you're a fucking Justin Wetzel, this 6'5", 280-pound, bald, bearded, tatted guy, comes on my fucking Instagram while I'm walking my dogs. Literally down the block, bro. I fucking remember this as if it's happening right now. Walking my dogs down the street here, I pick up my phone and I see a video of you, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Right? And so I'm looking at this, going, "Why is this guy talking about coaching and mentoring?" Because I was already in that space, and sure enough, I plug in, I hit the funnel, and I come. And I'm on the other side. I'm sitting there with you guys. And I'm looking at you guys going, what the fuck are these guys? Like, literally, bro, I thought it was a Hell's Angels fucking meetup or some shit. Like, I didn't know what the fuck. It was you. It was karate. It was Dane. Everybody fucking, you know, fucking all the way. I'm like, whoa, intimidating as hell. But fuck, when you guys started talking, the things you said, I started resonating with that. All of you guys are ex-addicts, alcoholics, you know, been here, been that, successful, making money. Everything just fucking started happening. And I just felt the love. I felt the vibe. I felt fucking being included. I understood that this was my pack. This was my crew. Wolf pack. Like, this literally was where I was supposed to be. And these are the guys I'm supposed to be doing this with. And even that day, Justin, I remember at the end of our talk, our little Zoom call, I said to you guys, I am one day going to be with you guys, helping you guys run this thing, not just a fucking coach on your mentor program. I remember that fucking clearly, bro. And then from there, bro, it was all fucking look at it now. Like, look at it now, where we are, what we're doing. This thing is fucking massive. We're making it grow. We're fucking such a big community. But that's the big thing about it. It was the community aspect of us, me belonging now. Finally belonging somewhere that I felt loved, accepted, received. That was a big part of all this, bro. And that's where I think that's what brought me in, is that I felt like I was in my place with you guys.
That's awesome. That makes me
so
feel really
natural.
good. Yeah,
it was so natural, right? Because it was like, and I feel that exactly what you mean with that energy, because it was the same thing for me, and I'm sure it was for Justin and Dane, right? Like, 'cause we're fucking loud and we're in your face and we say what the fuck we want to say, right? So it was like to have another guy on the other side of that do that same thing. It was like that your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So it was like, man, this dude is it. We were fucking texting on the side. We fucking were, dude, I love this fucking dude, man. Oh my God, right? And then, and sure as shit, I remember that conversation at the end too. You're like, fucking, I want to be you, because couldn't stop talking about it. I got to be a part of this. I want to do something with you guys, you know. And then, just like you said, here we are, man. But like, yeah, it was great. Hey, so I want to jump back real quick, just for people that are kind of watching that might have no fucking idea what SWAT is. Can you elaborate and kind of explain what SWAT means? So for people that don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so SWAT is a system that they use basically in business. It's kind of to figure out where your business is. It's basically your the SWAT works in the sense of what your oh my God, why am I fucking blanking out? I just said it right now. Yeah. Sorry, here we go. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Wow. So it's your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats in business. Okay. So when you do a SWOT in a business, you basically lay it down on what's happening with their business, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what their opportunities are, and what their threats are. And determined on that, you will proceed forward on seeing how that business can relate, take their strengths against their weaknesses, take their opportunities against their threats, and make it happen. So I kind of, obviously, I have a background in business. I'm a realtor. I run a brokerage, all that kind of stuff. So that SWOT system is something that we've used in the past. So I basically went, okay, well, why can't I use SWOT in a personal situation? Like, why can't I use SWOT in my own situation? You know, test out my own strengths, my own weaknesses, my own opportunities, my own threats, and then put that together into a system that can help me. Because, you know, I went through a rehab. I did all this kind of stuff. I relapsed twice. And so everything I was doing on the outside, other people were asking me to do wasn't really fucking working. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to analyze myself. And so I took that business approach to analyze myself and put me in a position where I could see what my strengths were, what my weaknesses were, what my opportunities were, and what my threats were. And then put that together into my program and build the program around that. And so that's where that idea came from. It came from a business background is how I put that, but I made it personal. So
you are, and Randy, I want to kind of go also back to like our meetup after our call. And for people who don't know about Randy is a millionaire. Randy is a very successful businessman. Okay. He's been a very successful businessman, even when he was in it, even when he was drinking, using, and all of that, just like a lot of us. Okay. But I want to kind of give somebody that's like thinking about getting into investing in themselves primarily. Okay. And I always say this, okay? It's always the people who understand business, who have taken risks before, who have seen the rewards from taking risks, and have grown accustomed to not talking themselves out of things. Because here's what happened. Randy met guys that were all tatted up, big biker, Hell's Angels looking dudes that got on a call, and he felt great, but he also hung up that phone and within an hour wired us a shitload of money to the States, a totally different country, to a guy that he has no idea who that person is. He didn't think twice. Now, of course, that investment wasn't a huge amount of money for you, but it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. It's a substantial amount of money to just send to a wire transfer to somebody you just met.
Yeah. Even a dollar, bro. Even a dollar to send somebody you just met that is substantial if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, right?
Correct. And what I guess my point is it's like the best business people, the people who go the furthest in business, they understand that decisions don't take time. It takes information, right? Yes. And we also understand the concept of time, and that time is money, and all of the cliches. But when something makes sense, we're able to say, yes, let's go. I don't want to wait any longer. Also, the people who are the ones who have the means to do this, and the people who are able to compute just sense, right? We know our offer. We have a no-brainer offer. And now, and we'll get into your success when people hear about what you've actually accomplished in your coaching. And we don't need to dive too far into that. I don't want to expose you across the board, but I'm gonna pry, and I know. It just goes to show that, like, okay, you were a model client. Not only were you easy to acquire, right? Let's just call it what it is. Randy was a laydown. Okay.
Right, but only because we understood.
Hold on. Let's back up there. Let's back up there. I wasn't a laydown, bro.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking, but let me go back. I wasn't a laydown. What I was somebody that could understand a real business practice. I could understand a real business opportunity. I could understand a real business opportunity. Right.
And so I'm joking when I say that. I'm just saying you made our life very easy. And it is always
I know what I'm doing right now.
And the greatest, the best people to work with are the ones that are like, yo, bro, paid the invoice. What next? Where like the people that are the hardest to work with are the ones who are like, well, and I got more questions, and you know, and you're like, dude, I don't even want to work with this guy. It's not even worth it. But it does have that mindset going into it is exactly what you are going to achieve coming out of it.
Exactly. And this is what I do, bro. This is why I say to everyone that comes on now, it's, you know what, you could think about the worst thing that's going to happen with this. Okay. Or you can think about the best things that happen with this. It's your fucking choice. It's up to you. You fucking
everybody's fixing this. What if it doesn't work? It's
you put your mindset where you want to go. What if and wherever you put your mindset is where you're going to go.
The truth is, I don't really think it matters if it does or doesn't in that moment.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You just have to make the decision, because if you understand that if taking the risk, it can go one of two ways, right?
Yep.
So you put everything into it. You try to do exactly what you're supposed to do. And if it doesn't work and you eventually say, no, this wasn't the right move, then you move on and make the next move.
Right.
But that's the risk. That's business. That's why we live in this uncomfortable state, right? Like, that's where we have to stay. Yeah. That's how you do anything.
Right. Now, I hope you understand, after we go back to what I said, when I said lay down, I'm not saying like you're the tourist on the beach with a fanny pack that I'm walking over to sell you a funny fucking hat. What I'm saying is Randy, you made my life easy, and then after you were in, you continued to make our life easy, and then became a shining example of exactly what JWX and what our program can do for somebody. Because let's just say it, you've made a lot of money doing this.
Yes, yeah.
But also too, right? But it's great though, because now we have you in a position where we do have you, and understanding what you have and why you took off so quickly, because you understand this, you've done this. This isn't your first rodeo. So it's like now we have another person of that same mindset to teach a lot of these younger people and these people that are just starting out. Like, look, we're going to give you all of the fucking diamonds and gems right now. On day one, your first fucking business. Could you imagine if someone walked up to you one day when you were about to start your first business and went, hey, I can tell you everything you need to know to be very successful at this right now. Like, fuck, oh my God, I wish I had that.
We hold nothing back. Here it is.
Yeah, boom.
And here's your plate of food.
That's why it was so easy for me. The reason why it was so easy for me is that literally you guys said, here it is. Run with it, do it. I said, okay, I'm on it, and it's done. But that's the mindset. You guys see, we also have to understand is that mindset to get there, obviously, is because I've had a history of doing those things. You know, I've had history of taking risk. I've had a history
You
of
understand what it means.
things and just saying, well, fucking either I fail or I fucking pass. You know, it's going to happen regardless. And so I've had a history of knowing that. And so I one thing I do is, you know, I'm really, in a good way or a bad way, I really, you know, empathize with a lot of people when they come in here, right? And I understand that they're, you know, scared because I was that guy one time. I was fucking way back when. I was that guy where, you know, taking a risk wasn't, you know, something that I really wanted to do based on my income, my household, where the fuck I was. But as I started taking risks over the years, I understood that the more risks you take, the more rewards you'll get, right? And that's a process and that's a system of getting used to, right? That's me now, you know, dude, I take so many risks now. I fucking take them all the fucking time, regardless of what the outcome is. I don't give a fuck because I know that the more I take, the bigger I'm going to get, the more I'm going to make. But that's something I think, you know, if people watching this should understand that you need to develop that mindset.
So it is, it's like this. Have you guys ever jumped from have you ever jumped off like a cliff? like yes. Into water? Okay. Yes. And you remember the first time that you did it and you were like, you saw people doing it, right? And you were like, you know, I remember this one time I was at this place in New Hampshire called the Potholes, okay? And it was like sketchy, but it was like a small area you had to jump into. But there was like a 6-year-old little girl doing it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, this is easy, like whatever. But you get right to the edge and you'd be like, and like, you know, that first initial feeling before you do it, and then like you kind of back up, right?
Yep.
And then you go again, but then all of a sudden, like, you know, like I'm still waiting to jump off, right? And then this little girl climbs back up, just goes and rips right off the end. Yeah. And you're like, this little fucking girl's doing it. Why can't I? Right. And then finally you like get that courage, but there's a few more times where like your momentum starts to take you, but then you step back. Okay.
Yep.
And it's like, but this girl's done it so many times that it's like, rip, rip, rip. She's got her swimmies on, you know, she just jumps right in, plop in the water, runs back around. You start to realize that, you know, as you're sitting there at the edge of the cliff, there's people out performing. There's people just like running circles around you over and over and over again. Right. But then you actually jump.
Yep.
And then you go back around and you're like, okay, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to go do it again. And then I'm going to do it again and again and again and again. And then next year you go to another location and all of a sudden you see like I remember this place called the Wyndham Trussell. It was like a train bridge. It was like 65 feet up in the air. And I can remember like watching everybody do it. There was maybe one time I was like, oh, and then I stepped back and then I just jumped and went. Yeah. Now you'll see my big ass and I'll go up to a cliff and I will run and I will throw the biggest fucking gainer. And if you guys don't know what a gainer is a backflip where you're running forward. And I'm almost 300 pounds, 6'5", and I will throw the biggest fucking backflip without even thinking and just say, fuck it, I'm going. What's down there? I don't know. Maybe that 6-year-old little girl's sitting right at the bottom. Who cares? I'm jumping. Okay. But the point is it's like you get in this habit of like consistently taking risk and you all of a sudden you're like, wow, that wasn't so bad.
Exactly.
See,
and you realize why people with half the talent, half the knowledge, half the experience as you are living the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're standing on the edge, shitting your fucking netting in your swimsuit.
I just got the visual, man. Shit, dude.
I just want to say visual, bro.
Dude, honestly, like, see, this is why for me, like, I've always been in these situations because I started that. I was that 6-year-old kid. Like, I just from fucking as long as I can remember, I just jumped, dude. I don't even look. I just fucking go for it, man. And, you know, obviously there was a time in my life where I probably should have looked a little bit because it was like, oh, look at all these drugs and all this other fun shit. Go for it. So, like, you know, I probably shouldn't have done that. But, like, see, I was on the other side. So, like, for me, it was like when I got sober, it was like backwards. I had to, like, go. I did it the other way. So, like, that was a really hard thing for me was when I transitioned into getting sober, I stopped jumping so fast. It was like this weird, it was like this weird transition where like my sobriety, like I had a little bit more fear because I was like not all fucked up, if I'm being honest, right? So like, because I've been fucked up since I was like 11 years old. So like,
Makes
See,
sense.
I take it the other way. Sobriety offered me the clarity when I was making a decision on something. Sobriety was like, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is I'm dumping, 400 pounds of whippet canisters down a 30-story trash chute, like, and passing out, passing out for hours on end in psychosis. That was the worst case scenario, or passing out in a jail cell, getting rushed out. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, it was like, okay, well, guess what? I don't have those vices anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have those speed bumps anymore. I asked for the help. I took the direction. I found my purpose. I have a direction in life. Now I can actually go into a risk with no fear because I have clarity. And I feel like a lot of times, us as addicts, we were like, we know what's the worst that can happen. What?
Yeah,
we lose some money.
I agree with you, but I agree with Scotty a lot more. I think it's anybody that that whole fucking what do they say that the booze bravery or whatever it is. When you're drinking and all of a sudden you're okay to talk to a girl, you're okay to fucking go for a fight, you're okay to whatever, right? You get that little fucking oomph in you, right? That little fucking bravery in you. Yeah. So that's where that comes from. So reality of it is when I was fucking fucked, I was fucking shit up. Right? Because I was right? So I had no fear. I was already fucked. So what else is happening? Let's fucking go. But when I was sober, tell you the truth, when I started getting sober, the risks that I used to take when I was fucked up were not the same. So a lot of my risks now taking was a little bit more predetermined, a little bit more logical. I looked at things a little bit more before I took the risk. But before, it was like, fuck it, let's go, right? And I went in, right? No matter what. Yeah. And that's the weird thing is that my whole real estate career was built on booze and cocaine from fucking day one.
Which is crazy, right?
I'll tell you a weird story if you guys want to hear it right now. But when I first started real estate, I started I've been a blue collar worker my whole life. I fucking barely graduated high school. I had to beg my vice principal to let me fucking cross that stage and get my fucking diploma in grade 12. Okay. And that was because I asked him to do extra community service to get my fucking past my 50% or whatever fucking needed. Okay. So once I did that, I was a laborer, man. I worked in the mills. I worked at fucking window factories. I worked at warehouses. That's all I did. That's all I knew. And so when I lost my last job at Safeway's warehouse, I had nothing. I had no education. I had fucking nothing to fall back on. That was a union job. It was fucking gone. There's no more of those out there. So then that's when my dad said, why don't you become a realtor? And I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let me try this thing. And I fucking literally shit the bed, guys. Literally shit my fucking shorts. I had 0 fucking sales in 6 months. I was behind in my credit cards. I was behind in my credit lines. I maxed everything out. I was behind in my mortgage. I was behind in my car payments. I was behind in everything in life. And so the only option I had is that I had a really good fucking life insurance plan. So I thought, okay, why don't I use this life insurance plan to fucking pay off my shit? But it wasn't a whole life insurance plan where I could just withdraw and pay back. It was the only withdrawal that happens out of that is me. I got to withdraw myself, okay, in order for the money to fucking come. And so that's my plan. That was my fucking great plan. And so I grabbed a fucking bottle of Crown. I fucking went to the park up my block here. I fucking started drinking, thinking I was going to, drown myself in Crown, literally fucking poison myself. But what happened was that Crown shifted my thinking. It fucking brought me to perspective of what I was doing wrong. It put me in alignment with what was right, my branding, my fucking social media, all that kind of stuff. These fucking ideas started popping in my head. I'm like, fuck yeah. That's what I'm doing wrong. And so after that day, 2 days later after my hangover, I started doing things to promote myself in a different way than I was before. And once I started doing those things, I went from fucking 0 to hero. I went from fucking nothing to fucking rookie of the year in the same fucking year. Who was helping me? Crown Royal. Crown Royal was my fucking buddy. Okay, it was my fucking Robin. And so guess what? You motherfucker are staying with me. You're going with me on this fucking hike for sure. And that's what, man. My fucking rockets went off. Every year, top fucking agent, made fucking over 7 figures every year. Because of Crown Royal, every time I had an idea, every time I did a contract, everything I wanted to talk to somebody was shut. shot, oh, shot. Anyways, sorry, every time, right? And so that was my power. And so alcohol stayed with me for majority of half my career. And then when alcohol was fucking actually slowing me down, okay, it started shifting me backwards because now I had a team. I relied on them to do more. I drank more fucking normally during the day, in the morning, fucking passed on more, had more naps. So all of a sudden I started slowing down. The process fucking started slowing down. So I'm like, fuck, I can't let you go, but you need a buddy. You need a fucking buddy.
Oh yeah.
Candy Randy came in town. And guess what?
Oh, yeah.
Cocaine was introduced to my life. And then fucking Crown Royal and cocaine, CNC, baby, fucking shift. Here we go, fucking the rockets. Okay.
Yeah,
and that's where all that came from, right? So I've always adapted alcohol and cocaine to my success. Right. And so that's where that got me to the numbers and the place I was until it got me to the shithole that became of my life later on. Right. But that's a whole different story.
Well, yeah, and you see that, you know what's funny is you see that with like rock stars, like the traditional, star, the cliche story of a rock star, right? Is like they're party animals, and then all of a sudden it's like rock bottom out of nowhere.
Yes,
right?
All of them.
Yeah, and then you see these rock stars coming back and making epic comebacks after being sober. I talk about Mike Ness a lot from Social Distortion. He's never been better. You talk about Tim Armstrong from Rancid. You talk about, Alice Cooper, if you want to get into into those people, like, all of a sudden.
See, what it was for me was like, it was like this, and I only say this because it kind of relates to the music, right? Because being on stage and being in the bars and the fucking all the free getting fucked up and drinking and fucking cocaine in the bathroom in between sets and all this shit, right? And then you have this persona, just like you said, right? You became this fucking super realtor. You were fucking Superman, right?
Bro, I was like a rock star in the area. Literally, I was like,
and then you get sober, right? And then at first, the first couple of years, it's fucking amazing. Everything is great. Everything's great, right? And then I think for me, it was like year 3, 4, where I got to this point where I was like, I finally like really cut all of the people off, right? That I kind of went through the bushes and went through the weeds. And then I hit this point where I was like, fuck, who the fuck am I?
Yes.
Who am I still that? Is that still who I am? Who the fuck am I now? Like, how can I talk to these people the same? Can I act the same? Do I still have that charisma? Am I still that same fucking guy? So I went through this like identity crisis first. So like for me, it was like, I always used to jump. I jumped before it all. I've always jumped. And then I hit this fucking wall where I'm stone sober, fucking life is good. And then I hit this like, fuck, who am I?
Well, wouldn't you say though, like, and I can't agree to the level that you guys, but there was a bit of trauma. And Randy, I know about your story. And Scotty, I know about your story. There was trauma in both of your stories that I think catapulted you to where it wasn't a party anymore. It was a reason to cope, or a way to cope.
It was more or less like, well, let's either drive the car off a cliff or fucking let's go here, let's drink and let's put some shit in my face and swallow everything.
That came into my life later. The trauma actually came into my life because of that. You see, my
well, not losing your father.
No, but the thing is, though, I was already on the fucking bender, bro. I was already on that fucking ship to fucking failure, okay? Like the fucking Titanic, okay? I was already on the fucking Titanic, bro. It was
okay.
When we were gonna hit that fucking boulder, when the fuck it hit, I didn't know when, but I was already on the Titanic to fucking sink, okay?
I see.
But what happened was, because I thought in the beginning that was my rocket fuel, okay, to catapult me where I was, and then all of a sudden, but everything was falling apart in the background, like in my home and all that kind of stuff. I never went home because of the fact that I didn't want to go home. Again, my fault, my issue, my fucking things, right? Whatever I was doing to my life. And so all of that home started falling. But then when my father actually got diagnosed with cancer is when it really hit hard, right? Because now, the guy, my mentor, my coach, my fucking God, as I like to call him, the guy that fucking showed me the way, did things, always was my security blanket. You know, the guy that would be willing and ready to catch me if I failed in anything. And that was the other reason why I fucking took so many risks, is because I had my father behind me. I never fucking was afraid. And you might understand this, Justin. I was never afraid to do shit because I always knew my father was there to catch me. So I always say this to people, like, you know, you
Not
go to a
catch
fight.
you financially. I don't want people to get that misconstrued.
No. In any which way, though. Yeah. No, even financially, bro. For me, even financially. Okay, even financially for me. Okay, so my father was always there.
My dad let me fucking fall right to the ground. He let me burn up to a crisp. Not financially.
In the Indian culture, like, we're very big on making sure our kids fucking survive, make it. We'll never let them die. We'll never let them die. Okay, we want them to do shit, and we'll always fucking be here to support them. So
love that.
I always say this. My father was, and to me, is like, okay, let's say I went to a fight and I had like 3 or 4 guys in front of me. Okay, and I went to fucking fight. I know I can knock them all out because my dad's there just in case. Cool. It's like having 10 buddies, okay, in a fight, and you're about to fight 5 guys. Let's fucking go, right?
I love that.
Yeah. But when my father was gone, same motherfuckers I'm about to fight, same guys I know I can beat, but because my 10 buddies, my father wasn't behind me, all of a sudden I had fear. I couldn't fight as well. I wasn't as brave. But I could still shit kick these guys. There's 2 motherfuckers I could shit kick. But the factor was that my backup wasn't there anymore. So what happened is when my father got diagnosed with cancer, and when he started, obviously passing away, he had 8 months to live, my life started going into a crumble because I started getting scared. I started feeling fear. I was overwhelmed with anxiety. I was a little fucking baby, a child, boys. I became this fucking child losing his dad and thinking, what the fuck am I going to do now? My dad's going. My security blanket, my backup, the person that would have protected me if I fell is leaving. So when I fall now, who the fuck is going to get me up? If I fall, I'm going to fucking fall. And so now the risks, everything I'm tempting, everything I wanted to do was scary. It was fucking scary now all of a sudden. It's the same risks, same motherfuckers in front of me, same fucking shit I was going to go through, same fucking wall I was going to break through, but now it's fucking scary. And so that's where that part of my life really started going, and when I really got heavy into cocaine and alcohol and all this fucking shit was because I was scared. My fucking defense system, my backup, all that.
I never thought about that.
He was dying.
Yeah, I never put that perspective on it. Like that it was because you were scared. Like I never even and like I've never even thought about that for my own self and my own story and what, my reasoning, like, and that kind of was because I didn't want to face what was happening, what was real, what just happened, what I was putting my family through, this person that I was being. So it was easier to just say, well, fuck it, let's go. I'm still Superman. Fuck you. Right.
Yeah.
So I never thought about it like that. I never thought it's because I was fucking terrified of, of things to come because of what had just happened. So
that's I fucking left my family to live with my parents in order to help my dad. He had a stroke and I was his fucking nurse. And every day that I knew was another day closer to his death was just adding more fear in me on, can I still be the man? Can I still be that guy? Can I still fucking protect and do things for my family the way I did before? Or am I going to crumble here? And that fear is what took me into a fucking deeper fucking hole. Right.
I think that this is an important thing to emphasize on. The idea of trauma promoting fear in all directions of your life. And a lot of people may not recognize that. I think that there comes a point where when you look back at these situations,
Justin, 1 second, bro. Everything froze here, bro. Everything froze on my side. One thing was, the last thing you said was, this is important to emphasize on, and after that, it froze.
Okay. So what I was saying is I think this is very important to emphasize on, that a lot of people may not recognize this when they go through trauma, but the level of fear that comes from all angles in that point. And maybe people have been through trauma and they didn't have a dad that was very supportive of them, that was a safety net, but they had something that they lost. And the level of trauma that makes you lean into your coping mechanism, obviously, there's more collateral damage.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Big time. And
so how do you fix that? Randy, if I'm paying you the level of money that I would pay you to work with you, how do I fix that collateral damage?
Fucking good question. Good question. How do you? I don't know, bro, because, even to this level now, I've kind of gained a little bit of my strength back in sobriety now. Okay. Now this is the fucking factor now. And this is where, I agreed with Scotty before. Now I'm going to come on your side and agree with you. And that's why I said it's fucking half here. And now that I'm sobriety, I have, in essence, I'm understanding that those things I did, although I had someone behind me, I did those. That was my effort. That was my ability. That was my thought, my thinking, my fucking reaction, my fucking prioritizing what I need to do in order to do this. So all that now in sobriety is starting to come back, and kind of sobriety is my fucking backup now. Okay. Sobriety is my fucking, my fucking security blanket now, because I know that the things I'm doing now are choices I'm making with a clear fucking head, just like you were talking about earlier, Justin. Okay. Yeah. I'm taking risks based on a clear head now. And that I'm wavering my risks. I understand what's happening. I got all the facts in front of me. So I'm doing this based on what I hear, what I know, and then I react to it. Right. I'm not doing it just fuck this guy. He's fucked. Let me get him. I don't do that anymore. I did that a lot before and it worked. It's fine. But now everything is just a little bit more calculated. I still do it. I still fucking hit the guy. But it's just a little bit more calculated. Now I'm going to see where his fucking jaw is. Is he moved? Can I back up? And then I'm going to fucking hit him. Right? Now it's just a little bit more calculated, right?
Randy's feisty. But I think I think that you have the peace part then, right? That's being at peace in a fighting situation, with a fighting, with a combat scenario. That's being at peace. But I think the next component is going to be serenity.
Yes.
Right? Because most of the things that we're afraid of never end up happening. Right? If we're in an anxiety situation, most of that anxiety is shit that we're worried about that will never even happen to begin with.
Yep.
Okay. And then obviously when we deal with depression, we're dwelling on the past. So serenity is the ultimate form of present moment. And I can tell you guys from experience of what I've been through and the amount of work that I've put in myself. And I have worked a very strong program, right? A very strong program. I went to rehab for 5 months, and a lot of people don't go nearly that long, but I recognize that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right the first time. And thus far it's turned out really good in my favor. But the thing about it is the point that I'm at now, and I talked about this yesterday, actually, the point that I'm at right now is flow state. I'm like literally, guys, I'm like somebody like just attached my head and just like it goes through the motions. And it's like every single day, like I don't think about anything anymore. I don't have to. I don't like, I know what to expect and there's nothing to ever be concerned about. It's like, I know that when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to do my same exact routine every single day. There's not anything, but that routine, that flow state has given me this amazing sense of present moment, which is something that I have been, and anybody that's been using their entire life or has suffered, that has dealt with substance abuse, they're always in search for is present moment. Alcohol and drugs is a false, is a false feeling of present moment, right? So that's what we're really searching for. Right? We're drowning out our sorrows, right? Or it's 3 options. You're drowning out your sorrows, you're concerned about something, or you're trying to make the moment better.
Right.
So either which way you go, the real thing you're searching for is that present moment.
That's right.
So
That's right.
if you've done the work to get over the shit from the past, you've built the proper routine to where you know that the decisions that I make right now are most likely going to result in a positive future.
Mm-hmm.
Alakazam fucking presto changeo, you are in the present moment. And if you can just stick to that. But here's the problem. Most people won't commit to that.
That's wrong.
Why? Why the fuck wouldn't you commit to something you know works? Why?
Because you haven't done it, bro. They haven't been there. You know, it's a lot of things in life. And bro, I work with guys all fucking day with this shit. Okay. And this is where I'm at too. My whole methodology of life is to live, bro. Nothing else matters to me right now. Like literally fucking nothing matters but you two, this call, this second, right now. Fuck everything else. I literally do not think about anything past the moment I'm in. Every day. This is where I'm at now. And this is why I'm so nonchalant, a lot more relaxed. Nothing fucking really fucking gets me going. I say it how it is. You know, I live in my fucking moment all the time. I'm literally like this all the fucking time. I don't worry about a bill. I don't worry about a fucking due date. I don't worry about shit because right now, if I'm not dealing with that, I'm not dealing with that. And I don't give a fuck until I deal with that. I'm just dealing with you two right now. My whole life, the only thing in my life that matters right now is you two. Not my kids, not my mom, not my dogs, you two. I am only present with you two. If I think about those guys, it makes nothing. It does nothing for me. So why am I going to put my attention there when the only two people that are wanting my attention are you two right now? So I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And so that's the way I run my life now. And because of that fact, I found a lot more peace. I'm way better understanding who I am. Okay. And I can express myself a lot more clear because I'm concentrating on the person I'm with. So everything I say is about them. So when I talk, I communicate, I vocalize, I feel, it's for you. It's always going to be for you in my moment.
So that brings up a good point to this real quick. Scotty, I can hold off.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So what I was What I was gonna say was, I think that the reality of why most people don't understand that or ever get to that point does have a lot to do with not hitting that point ever or yet in their life, right? Like, and I think that's why we see so many recovery people or people that have been through all this trauma succeed and excel and become these very high achievers is because they finally reached a point where it was like, okay, I don't give a fuck about my bills anymore. I don't give a fuck about my bills, my money, my nothing. I give a fuck about whether or not I'm going to wake up in the morning, whether or not I'm going to fucking do enough of it tonight to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? So until you hit that point, you don't understand that feeling.
Well, that's just it. That's just it, right? The person at rock bottom who has burned through all their cash, who has burned through everything, and it literally is a matter of like, I just got to get through this day.
Right.
Yep.
Is equally as blessed in serenity as a person that doesn't have to worry about their bills and worry about things like that because they've made a lot of money, right?
Yep.
We're both living one day at a time, which brings me to the point that I wanted to make, which is the ultimate catalyst of losing yourself from the present moment is financial struggle.
Yep.
It is financial struggle. People say money doesn't buy happiness. No, that's true. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that most people are struggled with anxiety in today's day and age. If you talk to most people, why there will be a financial underlier.
100%.
Oh yeah. Everywhere.
There will be a financial, if they're afraid about something with their health, it's because they don't know if they can go to because everything can get fixed. Unless you have even AIDS can get fixed.
Everything can get
but
fixed.
Everything can get fixed. But it's like, what's this going to cost me? What's my insurance going to cover? Right? Every single issue when it comes in terms of anxiety almost always has that catalyst. And it's some sort of financial issue.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't agree 100% on there. I would agree that financial issue has a part in it, but not always one of the main parts, right? So at the end of the day, for example,
Well, let's play the game. Give me an example. Name one thing.
Let's go Robin Williams, okay? Robin Williams, fuck a shitload of money, okay? Offed himself in Vegas.
Yeah, that was an issue with the depression.
Yeah,
not anxiety. I'm not saying that you can pay your past away.
Yeah, okay.
But
okay.
You can certainly so right. We understand that depression is dwelling on the past. Anxiety is fear of the future. I'm referring to specifically to anxiety. Okay, and anxiety is saying that really.
Yeah,
let's play the fucking game. What can you be anxious about? And I'll name out a couple things. I'm worried about my kids being safe when they go to school.
Yep.
Well, make more money and put them in a better school. I mean, and again, that's a cop-out example, but it's a fact.
No, but not even though, because it's not even that, right? So, okay, I actually love this because I can piggyback right off this because I'll just tell you my fucking life, right? Okay, so I've been successful now for quite some time, but there was a time in my life when I wasn't, right?
Yep.
So we both had to work. I had to work. My wife had to work. We had to figure out the fucking schedule and the drop-offs and if there was a bus situation or the grandparent, right? So now that I've gone through all the shit I've gone through, I've gotten to this point, just like Justin said, now my wife doesn't work. So guess what? She drives our fucking kids to the nice school, right? Yeah. So like, I don't have that worry. I don't give a fuck. Why don't I give a fuck? Because my wife doesn't work. She takes care of that shit. I don't have to worry about that. And it's because I can afford for her to not do that.
Yes.
Right. So it's like, so to that point, 100%, like it doesn't, probably doesn't be a private school, but at the same time, like I don't have to put my kids on a city bus. I don't have to put my kids on a normal bus. My wife can take them. Right. So like, I don't have that. Yeah. I don't have that worry. Yeah, exactly. So, and that strictly comes from the financial side of it.
So financial stress is a common denominator of stress in general and anxiety, right? So I would tell you though, it's a double whammy because you get stuck in your head from your anxiety. And now all of a sudden you're not making any money. You are afraid. Yes. You have the fear. You have all of the things that have come out. Right. Yeah. So this shit is perpetual. The only way you can really get out of it, right?
To make money.
Is to succeed. Is to get out of it and succeed.
Well, right. So how do you do that? Let's just say, like, I'm stuck. Guys, I'm stuck. I got 2 kids. My husband walked out on me, right? I'm a woman now. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see all of this, but I'm driving my kids to school. I got to work 2 jobs. I'm worried all the time. The bills are coming in. Like, this is a normal situation. I'm fucking stuck.
Yep.
What's the solution?
Make money.
How?
Take more risks, work harder, longer days.
This is what I said to you. This is where people have to understand. Everybody gets caught up in their problems and never looks at what the solution is. Your problems are there. Fuck your problems. They ain't going away. But if you do not now focus and start looking for the solution, that motherfucking problems ain't going nowhere. So this is where I'm saying I live for today. I don't look at my bills. I don't look at who I owe money. I don't look at my credit card bill. I don't give a fuck about the shit because the one thing I know is every one of my problem that I have, there's a solution for them. But if I focus on what's behind me, I can't focus on what I'm going to do in front of me. Okay? That motherfucker ain't leaving. Those motherfuckers are attached to me. They're fucking the big string of these motherfuckers that are just holding on to the back of me, okay? But if I'm looking at these motherfuckers every time and getting weighed down, I ain't looking at what the fuck I can do to move forward. This is where my vision is always. That's what I'm saying to you. I only live in the present moment. In the present moment, what am I doing right now to achieve a better life, make more money, less anxiety, less depression, less fucking chaos, everything. What am I doing right now, okay, to make that happen? Fuck, I don't give a fuck what's behind me. What am I doing right now? Because the more I do this, the less those people keep on hanging out. One guy's gone, the next guy's gone, the other guy's gone, that guy's gone. The more I fucking move on this, I can knock those motherfuckers off my back, right? And but the problem with people is overall though, everyone fucking sits there and fucking looks at who's behind them, who wants them, who's coming to get them, okay? And they just sit there and fucking go in that corner, fucking crawl, hide. But hiding ain't gonna do shit. They'll find you. They're gonna fucking find you, right? So show up and go.
Right. The windshield is about 100 times bigger than the rear view mirror, but if your hands aren't on, but the most important component is the steering wheel. Right. And that's where people need to realize that, okay, so I'm worried. I am this single mom with the bills coming in, with all the responsibilities. How do I get out of it? Well, first things first is that you have to itemize your responsibilities. Okay. And the second thing, well, actually, I think the most important thing is that you need to find a way to be 100% happy with yourself. So it starts internally, right? It starts with your health. It starts with your, like, what's so funny, because when people come to me for business advice or mindset advice, the first thing I ask them is, well, how is your nutrition? And they're like, well, I'm more like here to, like, you know, like, I see you drive like a $200,000 car and you got all these watches. Like, I want to be like that. I'm like, what are you eating? What are you moving? How often are you moving?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, first of all, you're fucked because you aren't even happy with the person that you are. It doesn't matter what you're going after, because you'll never be happy. And the truth is, you are getting in your own way. So the first thing I'll tell somebody that's, like, you know, in a situation where they feel stuck is, we got to start inside.
Always,
right?
Inside out, always.
And whatever that looks like too, right? Like whatever that looks like.
Everything's inside out.
Well, and it goes just as much. And this is why I always like, you know, you bring up the topic of, you know, your physical health and your internal health and things like that, because even people that are in decent shape, they still struggle too, because they can't find that balance of being able to put, you know, the energy into multiple things and not just the one. And I think even that stems back to, like, getting their own way, being scared of that, being worried about that shit, still staying in that fucking spot, right? Like, I think there's really is no one size fits all or one fix all problem, but I do 100% agree that you can do a lot if you can fix what's inside internally, right? You're gonna have a lot of outside influence, but it's gonna be hard to fucking shut it all out all the time. It's gonna be hard. Like, you're gonna go through this phase where, like, you got to figure out how to shut it out. But once you can figure that out and get, like Justin said, get happy within who you are, that's where that confidence comes from, right? And when that confidence, so it's fucking, say you work at McDonald's, right? You fucking flip fries at McDonald's, and you're overweight and you hate your job and all this shit, but then you start taking care of yourself, you start feeling good and get confident. Well, guess what? Now you're flipping the fuck out of them fries, and the manager's noticing because you're dancing while you're flipping fries. You're happy the fact you're losing weight and shit's going your way, and now you're getting offered a management position. Oh shit, okay, I'm a manager, I gotta wear this uniform, I'm gonna keep getting in shape, keep doing my thing, stay healthy, get more confident. And that's what people don't understand, right? When Justin talks about being internally happy and who you are inside, that's fucking that confidence that you start to exude. And that's when you start to attract people that will put you in front of these opportunities to change that shitty situation that you came from. So yeah, like, it comes from inside. It has to. Because if it doesn't, if you're not, just like Justin said, if you're not fucking happy, that rat race will be your best fucking friend, and you're gonna hate it for the rest of your life.
Bro, so my clients all know about my termite fucking analogy, and it's funny you guys are saying this. And so my termite analogy is this: that you can have the house painted, looking beautiful from the outside, new fucking shingles, windows, and all this shit. But if the inside of the house is fucking infested with termites, if the inside of the house is infested with termites, it's being eaten raw inside out, and as soon enough, all those termites are going to come on the outside, right? So it doesn't matter how good you look. You got pecs, you got fucking biceps, you got all this fucking shit. But if internally you got fucking termites, that house is coming down, son. Okay?
It is. And let's continue with that analogy. Let's continue.
Right? Get rid of the termites and then build the outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's continue with that exact analogy. Because now you have that house. All right, you got rid of the termites.
Yeah.
You got rid of the termites.
Yeah.
But your neighbors are all gangbangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a nosy ass neighbor that looks in your windows. You got a peeping Tom across the street that's sneaking in, sniffing your underwear. But no, there's a point to this. You're laughing, but there's a point to this because that's step 2. We fix the inside. We fix our bodies. Okay. Step 2.
Move.
Or 3. I don't know where we're at. No. Yeah. Well, that's what I did. But it is literally a matter of you need to cut out the bullshit.
Yeah.
So you need to cut out, and I say this every single time. There's 2 groups of people that you need to cut out. 2. Most people that cut out the people that don't believe in you, don't support you. Right. Absolutely. Cut them out. But the people that don't do anything to push you, they need to go too. Right. So the negative, it's got to go. But the complacent, they also have to go. Equally as important.
100% believe. Yeah. I agree with you.
And it doesn't, and you know, and just for everybody that's listening, I want to be very, very clear because there's a lot of us that say this kind of thing, and people are, oh, fucking, what about me? Blah, blah. This is not a jab at anybody, right? Like, we're not walking away from you because we don't like you. I'm walking away from you because I need to continue to move.
Yes.
You ain't moving. Right. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't mean you're a shitty person. It doesn't mean I fucking have resentment towards you. I just, where I'm going, you can't go.
That's
so,
right.
Honestly, Scotty, if you're listening to this and you're in that situation where you're feeling that way, you don't owe them any explanation.
No, you don't.
Ghost.
Not at all.
No. Ghost. The greatest things that the best decision I ever made in my life was ghosting everybody.
Yeah.
And the best thing that ever happened to me was people ghosting me.
Yeah.
And until you can realize that, and again, that comes from the work on the inside, but then all of a sudden it's like, now it's your location. Where are you? Yeah. So if you're going to be in a perpetual downfall because of the people of your surroundings, you need to leave.
Yeah. Right. Move that house, pick that fucking house up and take it somewhere else. Yeah. Simple as
take
that.
It somewhere else. Take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So now you've trimmed the fat internally, physically.
Yeah.
And now you've trimmed the fat in your
environment, with your environment.
Environmentally, yeah.
Now what?
Now you build.
Now you start going after your fucking goal.
Now you build.
Right?
Now you build.
Your fucking shit. Now you start fucking looking for opportunities.
I don't think people realize. I do not think people realize how fucking huge it is. Like people will think like, you know, and this was how my mindset was too. It was like, all right, well, I'll get sober and then what? Or I'll leave all the negative influence and I'll leave all of the people and then what? Do you know how much that gave me to build from there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how huge it was leaving all of that shit behind? How huge it was putting myself in a physical and mental state to where I can accomplish anything.
Core values, bro.
Yeah. For me, man, it was I got this chip
absolutely.
I teach my clients all the time
on my own shoulder. I had but for me though, right? Like I didn't have a chip on my shoulder for other people. I didn't have. I had this chip on my fucking shoulder because I knew I wasted so much fucking time, right?
Yeah.
So I had this personal chip on my shoulder, like you motherfucker.
To regain.
From now until you fucking bury yourself in the grave or fucking however you go out, you fucking go hard every fucking day. Like, yeah, and that's all I had. That's all I had. And I took myself away from all that, just like we talk about environmentally, personally, all of it. Fuck that. And I said, I'm going to build now. I'm doing this. And I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm going to fucking do it. And guess what? If it fails, I'm going to fucking try again. And I'm going to do this too. And I'm going to do this and fuck you and keep building. And then it just that becomes who you are. And then just like Justin, you just said, you ain't tell me I can't do something. I fucking dare you. I dare you. Right? Like that you get that mindset.
Scotty, this is again, it comes back down to my principles and what I teach my people is that when you get to that point, you got to fucking form some core values. Now, your core values could be 2 things, 3 things, 10 things, 30 things. I don't give a fuck what it is. But what your core values are is what you are in every aspect of your life. Okay? You literally will live with those core values if you're making love or you're making money. It doesn't matter. You choose your partner, your business partners, your friends, your family, your decisions. If anything you're about to do doesn't fall within those core values, I don't give a fuck how big the opportunity is, okay? If you gotta shift your core values to fucking do that thing, don't fucking do it. Because you will now shift everything universally about you. Because now as soon as you let go here, you're gonna let go there. You're gonna let go there. You're going to let go there. And so my clients all understand that core values are so you build. I don't know what your core values are. That's not up to me to fucking make them. It's up to you to make your fucking core values of who you are, what you believe in, and what your belief system is. But as soon as you have your core values, you better apply those fuckers to every fucking taking a shit. You better have your core values. Okay, showering, you better have your core values. Like literally walking a dog, you better have your core values. Every move you make in life fall in those core values. And if it ever gets altered, do not fucking do it. Don't make a left turn if it fucking goes against your core values. Okay, don't back up if it goes against your core values. Don't let your dog go in the park if it goes against your core values. Whatever it is, like every fucking decision in your life has to fall in those core values. If you do that, everything is everything to you. And that's where you stabilize and set yourself up for success, because now you will never, ever second guess yourself. Ever. You know who you are. You know what you want. You know how to do it. You know where you're going. You know what to apply. You will never, ever second guess yourself. And every decision you make will be the right decision because it's your core value.
100%. So now that if I'm listening to this and I'm falling into this description of a person that needs all of these, I just heard 3 grown men download on me. You need this, you need that, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to get on a treadmill, you got to do a bench press, you got to get the termites out of your house, you got to, whatever. Okay. And if I'm that person, I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. It's really not, because it all comes back to one thing, that for those of us who work a 12-step program, we know this very well. And everybody says it, and nobody understands how really, really powerful this is. Mm-hmm. You live one day at a time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all of this shit we just downloaded and we just shit on these people. Need to understand that it's really not that hard. You just need to live one day at a time.
Do it today.
Yep. And if it's and I know, because I was that analytical guy that was like, well, one day, how's that even possible? My bills are due tomorrow. It doesn't fucking matter. They're going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You need to live right now.
Here with 2 of me and Randy. Fucking, I didn't make it through high school. Randy just made it through high school, right? Like, and here, yeah. And here we are, here, living proof. It's not that fucking hard.
This is the other thing. I do my quickies. I have my 30-minute quickies, and these people fucking, book me in for 30-minute quickies. And a lot of times I'm like, listen, stop making it harder than it is. Like, really, stop. You're challenging yourself. You're defeating yourself. You're blocking yourself. You're putting everything in your own fucking way. Stop. Life is actually simpler than you think. But what we've done in society is that we've put ourselves in a position, I can't do that. I can't get there. I can't become that. Because you've already fucking restricted yourself. I can't.
Yeah.
And the only difference between the 3 of us and the person that can't is we said, I can. I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm doing this.
I have to.
Only fucking different.
Yeah.
Only fucking different. Right?
It is.
Only
it's so true. Yeah.
I swear, it's that simple. Right?
Give up before they even start.
I don't know how to read or write or do arithmetic, the 3 R's, whatever the fuck they are. I don't know any of them, man. But I'm fucking making millions a year. I look at me. I sometimes act younger than fucking the youngest guy on our team. Right? So who the fuck am I to make $1 million? What right do I have? What right do I have with my education level, my fucking background, my fucking know-how to make over $1 million every year? What right do I have? I don't. The only difference is I didn't ask for a right. I just said I'll do it. I'm going to do it. Just watch me do it. I'm about to fucking do it.
Well, since you say that, Randy, what I want to just finish this off with is say I need you to get one more client so you do hit $1 million because you are like.
Well, so technically I have. Because the only things I counted were my 16 year clients, right, which is 960. But I've had a lot of 3-monthers, my quickies, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That 40 grand there is way over. So I've hit 7 figures already in the last 6.5 months. Having said that, but I just, again, remember, I didn't want to announce that shit anymore because we didn't want to fucking rock the boat.
I know. So just so everyone understands what the power of our program when applied correctly.
Oh yeah,
Randy.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, man, before we end it here, and again, here we go again. I'm about to fucking end this function for him before he ends it. But before you're going to end it, stop, okay? Don't say anything yet, okay? Well, let me say my last thing and then you can end it.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Hey, here we go, guys. There's more. But what it is at the end of the day, everything has a process. Everything has systems, tools, how you got to do things, our blueprint, all that kind of stuff. And all I got to say is the winners follow the rules. The winners go through the process, systems and tools, and use them to the best of their advantage. Now, did I do everything exactly? Yes and no. Some things I altered in order to understand what my clients would like, how my clients would react, how I need to shift that for my purpose. But the baseline, just like the foundations, principles, the baseline, the principles were always there. So as I applied the principle tools and the systems and processes that you guys had in place, as I did all that, I was very successful with it. I did alter here and there based on who I was talking to, who I wasn't. But that's life. It's just like fucking when we do sales calls or whatever. You're not always having exact same script with everyone. You alter your voice, your cadence, your how you act, your excitement based on who you're talking to, right? So in the same sense, everything I've done was exactly what you guys taught, but I just altered it according to who I was showing it to or who I was talking to. Right?
And I don't think, and us, we're not a blanket approach, and we're not and we're not going to be that way. But what I want to tell you that, which is why you are now in leadership, is because you did take a hold of our program. You took a hold of what we do and you applied it and you made $1 million in your first, let's just say 7 months, 6.5 months, but 7 months, let's just say. And we're extremely proud of what you've succeeded in. But we're even more the man that you've become and the leader that you become with our family. Randy, there's so many things that I've said to you that I could continue to say to you and that I haven't told you yet, but the impact that you've had in my life, I love you. You piss me off all the time. And I just keep coming back for more with you because every day you make me smile. And if I'm a person that's looking for a coach like you, and let me just preface it by saying, and I can afford you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, straight on my Instagram, The Real Randy Man. Just DM me straight there. That's the best way. That's where I'm at all the time. I mean, I'm literally on it all the fucking time. So, yeah.
Randy,
real Randy Man.
Randy, we say it like we do at the end of every Tuesday night coaches call. It gets better and better, and today was probably the best podcast that we've done.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
And I just this was awesome. We're going to do this a lot more with you on here.
Appreciate
Guys,
it.
if you liked what you heard, again, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. Help us get this out there. We are changing lives. We are impacting a lot of people's lives in JWFIT, and we'd really like to see our YouTube channel grow. JWX, sorry. Thank you.
Rebrand.
And again, you know, thanks for listening in, and we'll catch you next time. All right, guys, that wraps up an episode of the Wolves Only podcast powered by JWFIT. Listen, if you guys like what you heard, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like and comment, help us get our message out there. If you want to work with our team, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Schedule a call with us. We'd love to get you on. We really appreciate you guys listening. And if you have any other questions, you can reach out to us on all forms of social media. Thank you so much.